Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 18th of October. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. Now, as ever, I'm going to give you the key strands for the week in a brief overview and then dive deep into each zodiac sign. So this week, the key features are that, yes, Jupiter and Mercury go direct on Monday. Jupiter is the planet of growth, of traditional astrology, of good fortune, and it's also the planet of expansion. So over the last 4 months, as it rewound from the sign of Pisces and back into the sign of Aquarius, we have found perhaps that some of our social aspirations have kind of been a case of 2 steps forwards and 1 step back. We can see in some parts of the world, for example, that COVID lockdown has been imposed in a much more stringent way, other areas a bit freer. But Mercury going direct in the sign of relating, Libra, is definitely something to appreciate. Also, the ruler of Libra, Venus, is in a fine link with Mercury and also Saturn this week. So those constructive relationships can really take a step forwards in a way which we're going to be pleased about. Also, Mars, the planet of passion, in the sign of Libra still, is forging an awesome angle to Jupiter for much of this week. So around a group situation or where we feel a sense of unity around a shared idea, again, a lot of thrust and speeding up. A contractual situation could also be resolved this week. But the Sun does square up to Pluto through the week. And Wednesday's full moon in the sign of Aries is kind of deep and passionate because of that square from Pluto to the moon and also the Sun. It's sort of pivoted in a T-square. And if there are deeper relationship problems around perhaps some leverage or coercion, or someone seems to always have to be in charge and not embracing the more equilibrium credentials of Libra, that could see some politics burst into the open, which may need to be resolved. And then on Saturday, the Sun returns for the first time in 11 months to the deep dive sign of Scorpio. Now, the whole progress of the planets through the sign of Libra has been very much the conversation. The movement of the Sun into the sign of Scorpio is to understand what that conversation was really about. So anything about shared resources, intimacy, sexuality, in terms of a more practical context, anything to do with investments, entrepreneurship, legacies, pensions, savings, all of these things can come under the astral microscope over the next 4 weeks. Now, please stay with me for your deep dive on each of the zodiac signs. But if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Also, if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, I've been writing them for over 25 years. My work features around the world on some of the biggest platforms out there, so you can subscribe for free below. Or with year 2022 racing up quickly, grab your 2022 personal forecast. And if you order now, you'll get the rest of this year 3, plus a character analysis and 30% off. Please see the link beneath this video and gain searing insights for your prospects ahead. Hello Aries, and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 18th of October. A friendship can go from strength to strength, and that can really please you, particularly as you may have been a little bit concerned about where this was heading, because you may not have heard from the other person quite as frequently as you would have expected, only quite recently. But they've probably also had things to contend with just like you. What's more complex is the situation around your work relationships. So it could be a line manager, it could be somebody who works for you, reports to you, but one way or another there seems to be a tension between your desire to kind of do what you want to do but interact with others and how it perhaps is seen. Or if you're someone who plays it very much by the book in terms of your organisation's expectations, but someone else you have to interact with is a bit more of a free-spirited person, that could cause some tensions. So generally, the best way to deal with this potential for politics is to try and keep the lines of communication open. And I think with Mercury going direct, that's certainly going to help. And if there are situations which are shaping up in a very hopeful way, particularly if there's someone you're drawn to and you're really hitting it off, you could decide to do something together which is very dramatic, like head off somewhere and do something quite rugged or outdoorsy, or perhaps even travel somewhere at the last minute. But it could prove to be very uplifting for you, because with Mars in a great alliance with Jupiter, this can be a very, very uplifting energy for you. So it's just the politics you need to look out for around relationships.